All right, everybody, here's a little education for you. We all know, and you've probably heard by now, that topping trees is really bad practice. It's bad for the tree in the long term. It's bad for the customer because it causes more problems in the long term. Makes trees unpredictable and makes them very unsafe. Makes them prone to disease and to insects, which usually kind of go hand in hand. Not always, but a lot of times they do. And here's a good example of what we're talking about. So here is a prime example of a tree this is the second growth right here. This was up higher, had been topped, and it was all dead. I had to cut it down. It's somewhere down there on the ground. Oh, my helper already took it. But you can see there's a good 3-inch diameter rot area in this tree. So the thing about this is that I had been climbing on this here that has this rot in it. I thought it was a solid chunk. It had some green on it. It was a sturdy size. It had a bunch of limbs hanging way over the street, and I thought it was, you know, fairly solid. And then I cut through, and that's what we have. So I was putting my life in danger because of not being tied in on something well. And my other tie-in over here, this one here, is also a third growth, which means that it's probably not any better than this one. That's because these cottonwoods that were planted by the city years and years ago, like 80 years ago, been topped so many times, they become dangerous. So think about it this way. If you're trying to save a little bit of money, or if you're afraid you're going to lose your shade or whatever, one, by having your trees topped instead of cut down or trimmed appropriately, because you can reduce the crown and all that stuff, you're wasting money because the tree is going to decline faster as a general rule. Two, you're putting yourself and those around you in danger because it's going to become weaker and more prone to breaking and that kind of stuff, disease, bugs. And three, any service professional tree service professional who attempts to climb that tree could be putting their life at risk as well. So if you're doubtful and you think, oh, I'm gonna save a few bucks, don't do it. It's not worth you killing me by accident or someone else around you, or having to pay a hefty removal fee just because you wanted to top it once for a cheaper price. Just not worth it. Just save, break it down. Every 5 or 6 years you should have your trees trimmed as a general rule. If you're gonna keep them trimmed like that, save the money per year, put it aside for it. When that 5th year, that 6th year comes, pay the money, just have it done. My life is worth a lot more than that few $1,000s, I guarantee you. Thanks for listening.